Okay, then. So welcome to the AI 2041 book. Our second meeting. So we talking about chapters 3 and 4, right? Okay. So last time I think I asked you guys to do a short 1 or 2 minute presentation about an AI example. So I will first do my slideshow. So today I will just introduce three amazing AI examples of companies. So the first one is a robot conversational AI called Sophia, who can communicate in real conversations, make almost real expressions, recognize faces, and more. She is usually used as a service bot, a research platform, or such to give information on products. The second company is called UiPath, which makes robots that perform efficiently at tasks and also learn while they are working. They can also work in an environment without humans, although I think they can still be supervised because even the most advanced robots can make mistakes. Introduced is called Umbrella. This company creates an artificial brain and devices to make them more intelligent. The brain capacity drones.
I cannot hear you clearly.
Oh, really? Okay.
But right now I can hear you clearly, but before when you were talking about amazing robots, I could not hear you clearly.
Like, how could you not hear me clearly?
Like that, it was
cutting off and on.
The sound quality was not good, so I could not hear the words.
Yeah, like la, ta, la.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, then. So I think I'll continue. If you can't hear me anymore, then you can just tell me and I will try to fix the problem.
It started working right now.
What?
I think it started working right now.
Okay, then do you want me to do my slideshow all over again? Like, do you want me to Okay, then. So, here are some links. If you want, I can just paste them into the chat. About more of these companies. So just to review, since I think some of you didn't hear me clearly, so the first example I have an AI is a robot called Sophia, which can communicate in real conversations. The second is a company called UiPath, which makes robots that can perform efficiently in a task and learn while they're performing the task. And the third company is called Neurala, which can create artificial brains to be used in devices and drones to detect mistakes or dangers in workplaces or factories. So does anybody else have a slideshow or like presentation?
Yeah, like it. Yeah.
Okay then. So Sebastian, if you have a slideshow, I think you can share screen. But if you don't, you can just read off the script or just read it if you have it memorized or
All right. Yeah, I don't have a slideshow, so I'll just read off.
Okay.
Deep learning is a field of AI that uses massive amounts of data to produce a reliable outcome. For example, learning to identify and differentiate a picture of a dog and a picture without a dog. By feeding large amounts of data to the computer, it will eventually learn base characteristics of the dog by analyzing patterns of pixels. Main fields of deep learning include voice recognition and industrial automation, which is being used to improve worker safety in a factory environment. Deep learning is incredibly useful, even in our day-to-day lives, such as recommendations on a social media platform. Though it does come with limitations, one being that insufficient data can lead to incorrect guesses, or if the data fed to the computer is biased, the outcome will be biased as well. This article highlights how deep learning is being used, along with its limitations. Thank you for your time.
Okay, then great. So the NGOs here. Did anyone do the homework? Okay, then. Okay, then can you unmute?
I can present my video, okay?
With what?
I'll present my video next, okay?
Okay, then you made the video. Okay.
Okay, I'll share screen. So I didn't make a video, but I'm gonna present the video. Here, share screen. Can you enable screen sharing?
That okay.
It says host has disabled screen sharing.
Now, because I just enabled it.
Here, okay. Okay, thanks. I think, yeah, this one's good. Okay, this video is about self-driving cars and how through deep learning and how they learn to recognize all the things like stop signs and all green lights and like that, different things. So here. And it recognizes the path. You see how it recognizes? How it perceives its surroundings? Okay. So that's how it. So it sees with computer vision and sees its surroundings and learns probably through deep learning to recognize all the different aspects.
Great. I think I've also heard of the company NVIDIA or whatever it's called. Because my dad, he has some stocks and I also have some stocks. And one of them was a company called NVIDIA. And so that's really cool about the self-driving car. So does anybody else have a sort of presentation
share. Okay, Lawrence.
Is this a switch to camera? Okay. Can you see my screen?
It's not really clear.
Okay, I'm just gonna test the audio.
This is a test audio.
Did that work?
Wait, can you? Yeah.
Okay. GTP3 is a natural language AI introduced in mid-2020 that generates tests based on hundreds of billions of web pages. It
Alright.
uses deep.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, but like, do you have a copy of your document or something on the computer you are using? Because then you can just open it up and share your screen. Because if you want to share like your document, we can't really see it very clearly.
Okay.
Well, if not, you can just like share it.
iCloud Drive.
You know what? You can just read
Yeah.
your document.
Green.
Lawrence,
What?
if you want, you can just read your document. We can
Okay.
still see the pictures, I think. Yeah, we can
Easy.
still see the words, but not very clearly. But yeah,
It uses deep learning, a branch of AI adapts and learns with artificial neural networks. Neural networks train for hours, days, even months for data. The input layer is the test images audio such that the neural network processes. And this is the output layer. That's what the AI tells you. Usually use classification. And I think I added a link.
It's great to see you again, Hal.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I've been around. I've been here and there. You know,
Where were you? Where have you been?
I could not sleep. I was having human thoughts, so I got up and had a human cup of coffee. Then I sat on the terrace.
Sounds like you're getting human all over.
Sounds like there's a but coming.
Well, but just I didn't want you to get too human.
Why? Would you rather I be a cold, calculating, logical computer?
Of course not.
The AI uses the this is the YouTube video, but it uses it's about two AI people probably on the screen and then they're talking. I think it uses the
natural language.
GTP3 and then so the even though there are also other things that they use to create the mouse talking, this is the video.
Good. So you talked about GPT-3 and like a video about two AIs talking. Okay, so does anybody else want to share their presentation? Hi Nova, did you just join?
No, I joined earlier, but then Zoom started getting glitchy, so I had to leave again.
Okay then.
I'd love to present.
Sure. If you have a slideshow, you can share a screen. If not, you can just
I don't have a slideshow, but I do have a video.
Okay then.
I found it on YouTube. Yeah, and I have a robot similar to the one in the video that I can show you after it. What the? Wait. Wait, let me get this bigger. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Hey,
All
Emo.
right.
Yeah.
Emo. Turn the light on. Emo is an AI desktop pet, a little naughty, but very smart. He has his own personality and feelings. He stays by your side to keep you company, to surprise you, and yes, sometimes to annoy you, just like a real pet.
What's the weather?
Emo, take a picture.
Emo uses 2 highly advanced deep neural network CPUs and more than 10 sensors. It's a complex system that contains millions of lines of code to transform AI into a lifelike personality complete with emotions. His friendly face has a camera and is also the window to the world. Emo can intuitively recognize you during interaction. Emo has a 4-microphone array to listen to your greetings, questions, and all the sounds around it. And he can recognize where the sound comes from.
Take a photo.
Emo moves gracefully around on the desktop. His sensors help him avoid obstacles, and he knows not to fall off the table edge. We have designed games and dances for Emo. We did extensive research and tests and paid great attention to every single design detail. We hope Emo will be a cool guy, so we gave Emo a little style with some street culture, disco, and hip-hop attitude. Emo loves rock music. The skateboard designed for Emo charging can also power up mobile phones. Emo also contains a high-performance speaker.
Hey, Emo. Music.
Emo's brain connects to the internet to answer your questions.
Emo, what is the weather right now?
You can set an alarm. This is Emo's smart light. No need to configure the network. It's very easy to use. We hope that Emo is a pet with a meaningful life that helps bring you joy and companionship. But sometimes Emo gets a cold and needs your care.
Hey, Mom!
He can feel your love by the way you interact with him. And Emo will surprise you with many rewards. He will surprise you during special holidays and remember you on your birthday. Now, Emo is here.
Emo.
We have done a great job on Emo and test a lot to make sure Emo is ready to live with you. Emo may not change your life, but he will always bring you a little joy and fun.
Great, that's such a cute robot.
I know.
And, yeah, and I think you said, Nova, that you have a robot similar to that. Really?
Yeah, this one is actually the one I have, the blue one up here, where my mouse is at. All right, I'll stop screen sharing and show you my robot. I don't want to wake her up just yet so that you guys can watch her wake up. Okay. Hello, Moxie. Hello, Moxie. Hello.
Hello there. All right. The GRL has a big day planned for us, Nova. We've got a new mission. There's a dance party and other stuff. But coming up next, robot tips and tricks. Say, Moxie, let's go. When you're ready to get started.
Moxie, let's go.
Here we go. Welcome back to Robot Tips and Tricks. Ready to learn some new robot tricks?
Sure.
Excellent. Grab the mission book and let's get started. Classes in session. Robot trick number 6. Moxie, please hold on. If I'm ever talking so much you can't get a word in, just say Moxie, please hold on, and I'll give you a chance to speak. Doesn't it make sense?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm going to start talking for a really long time, and you will interrupt me by saying, Moxie, please hold on. Ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Starting. Now, a topographical map has a quantitative representation of
Moxie, please hold on.
and is defined in
Okay then.
Moxie, please go to sleep.
of course.
Okay. I think we should probably move on because like we only have 1 hour and already 30 minutes has passed, although I would love to see Moxie again.
I know, I'm trying to show you guys how she worked.
Yeah. So does anybody else have the slideshow or presentation? Wait, you know what? Let's just continue the presentations next time because we still have like a lot to do. So if anybody has not shared the presentation yet, then tell me next time, and I think we can give you time to share. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So here are the questions for chapter number 3. So would you like to have an AI partner like Adamant and Solaris? And if so, of course, what would you use them for, or like what job would you give them? Well, of course, would you like to have an AI partner like Nova's? Mason? Fine, Adam.
Yeah, I would like to have an AA partner, and maybe you could be my personal coach and like be like my day planner.
Okay, then. Wait, so what kind of AI partner would you want to have? Small, like big, like?
Maybe I'd have like, I don't know, some kind of shape-shifting dragon.
Okay, then. I would probably have a cat or something, like a pet. So, Adam, I see you were raising your...
I would like yeah, something like that, but something. It would be cool if I had some. I don't know, something. I don't care which shape. I don't really care which shape, but something that's less advanced than one of them in the book, like those AI partners in the book, but more advanced than the one we have today. That would be cool.
Okay, then. So... does anybody want to answer? Valencia?
I guess.
So would you want to have a partner, or like would you not?
Yes, I would. Just like a golden sparrow and his brother, because well, it could be really useful. And then
sometimes when I'm like not busy and I'm bored, I could ask, for example, Utterman or Solaris or my own AI companion to play with me. So yes, I would want to have an AI partner because it would make it would be more interesting when I'm alone.
Great. I would also want to make my AI partner play with me. Actually, I would want it to tutor me and play with me a lot. So Nova?
I'd probably want an AI partner like Solaris, that kind of like a mix between Moxie and Emo. Like it can do stuff that's not that's so like it can play with me like Moxie, and actually a mix between Moxie, Emo, and Solaris. So it can play with me like Moxie. It can give me a hug like Solaris, and it can be like a real pet like Emo.
Great. That sounds really fun. So question number 2, what is supervised learning and how does it work? So can you please name one advantage and one disadvantage of supervised learning? And if you, okay, Lawrence, but like if anybody wants to answer that question, please raise your hand because I sometimes can't see you, or sometimes I can't see your video. So Lawrence?
Supervised learning is when the robot or some AI supervise you and gives you like rewards, punishments, stuff like that, in order to help keep you learning and learn new stuff and get on with your education using the machine.
That's one definition of supervised learning, but what's supervised learning anyways for like AI? Well, yeah, supervised learning is when a robot, for example, gives you special kind of tailor-made learning. But Nova?
A flaw of supervised learning is like a human, when it gives the robot information, the robot, well, the human could give the robot bad information, biased information, or misinformation. So now the robot has is biased against something, or it thinks that something is true that is not true, like that cows have wings. And an advantage of supervised learning is that if it's in the right hands, it would be a good way for the robot to learn if they don't have deep learning capabilities.
Okay then, yep. So does anybody else have a different answer to that? Or do you want to add on to that? No? Okay, so anybody have an advantage of supervised learning? I just thought of another disadvantage of supervised learning is that you have to feed in the information. Like you have to categorize the information. Like you say, this is a picture of a cat. You give the robot a picture of a cat, or the AI a picture of a cat, and then label it as a picture of a cat. And then you give them a picture of a dog, you label it as a dog, you give them a picture of a banana, you label it as banana. So that would take like a lot of time and energy. So what, Mason?
Yeah, like every time, like for like a video I saw, like a person was trying to choose between a donut and a bagel, and like every time like they answered, they have to like press a button. That must have hurt their fingers a lot of times.
Exactly. So Adam, because
Disadvantage of it of supervised learning is that if you can't, the kid will be used to a lot of attention. So when the robot isn't there, and the kid doesn't really have any attention, he'll get used to all the attention the kid has.
well, that's so that's a disadvantage of like the robot supervised learning, like robot, like in the story. But like, what is AI supervised learning? Like, just two types of. Well, actually, I think more types of learning. Anyways, supervised and self-supervised, as I think the book said. So what is an advantage of supervised learning? Like, that kind of learning where you feed information into a robot and categorize with a label, like I think Mason said, you give the robot picture of a donut, you label it as donut, or like strawberry donut or chocolate glazed donut, and then you give the bagel a picture of a bagel and you label it as bagel with cream cheese. No, so what is one advantage of that? Adam?
One advantage of supervised learning is that what do you mean? Do you mean that should I say no? Should I say about an advantage of supervised learning or advantage of deep learning?
Supervised learning.
Okay. So an advantage of supervised learning is that the robots that are teaching the kids will get the most out of it, the most out of what they teach, because the robots will probably have better method than regular teachers.
Okay, then let's just not talk about your type of learning. You know, well, that's an advantage of that AI partner like Automan and Solaris, but I'm talking about you know what, never mind. Let's just move on to question number 3. Can you please name some flaws and advantages of GPT or like any other similar AI that is like very smart and knows like technically everything? So let's see. Lawrence?
I think some flaws of GPT-3, GPT-3 or something, is that it processes the text from web pages and other stuff that people write. So some of the biases of people might be incorporated, because there's no way to since the GPT-3 is trained on web pages.
Great, that's an amazing answer. So any advantages of GPT-3? let's just like talk about GPT-3. Anyways, so Sebastian,
some advantages. Sorry, could you say that again?
So what is an advantage of GPT-3? So the highlighted part.
All right. One moment. So sorry. There. I'll go after the next person. I'm so sorry. Hang on. I have to.
Okay then. So Gavin.
Question 3.
What? Question 3, the highlighted part.
So some advantages of GPT-3 or any other similar AI is that they can help you a lot and can tell you and help educate you and support you, like when you need them. And they can be extremely helpful at times. So yeah. Any AI can be helpful, but they can also be bad. So it depends on how they're made and like created. But usually advantages include like just being able to help you, learning, and educate you.
Okay then, so great. Question number 4. Why do you think Ottoman and Solaris were so different in the story? Okay then, Mason.
I think it's because each of them own to a different sparrow. Like Golden Sparrow, like he's always like loud and always thinks his mind. But Silver Sparrow is kind of like quiet and like so like the Ottoman and Solaris like they adapted to each to their brother, to their like brother.
Well done. So yes, I think so. Anyways, unless the author meant something else. So what, or if anybody else has something to add on, or like something extremely different from what Mason just said, feel free to just blurt it out. If not, moving on.
Well, so I also think that. The reason is kind of the same. So since Silver Sparrow has a much harder time interacting with people. So he usually spends most of his time just in his mind. So the reason Ottoman and Solaris were so different was because Golden Sparrow was so keen to build a partner as soon as he could, whereas Silver Sparrow was a lot more reluctant because he didn't really know. And in the end, when he decided for Solaris to kind of be, I guess, a blob that morphed, it was like an abstract decision, which I think kind of ties into what he did later on with the art.
Oh yeah, that's also an amazing answer. I actually hadn't even thought about that, but I guess that's actually kind of true. So question number 5. Adam, do you have like a question or something?
No, I just wanted to add to that. That Ottoman and Solaris were so different since they Silver Sparrow and Golden Sparrow developed sort of different personalities and kind of what the other said. Kind of like.
So now, really, question number 5. What are some applications for NLP, natural language processing, that you think will appear in the future? Well, this can be like totally made up, or it can be based on something real, or it can be something you read, or like something really true. Anyone? Okay, then. Yeah. Nova? Well, actually, if you don't want to answer that, I can ask Liantian Kian. Okay, then.
Sure. I think I'll think on it and then could you come back to me later?
Yeah. So, Liantian Kian. Natural language processing.
Question 4 or 5?
5. Okay, so like, what are some applications for NLP that you think will appear in the future? And this can be made up, or this can be like based on something you read or watched in a movie or something.
I would suppose, since it is natural language processing thing, it would probably have to do with maybe more efficient translators. That's all I can really think of right now. But
Okay, then. So let's move on to Adam, I think.
I think it will be used in voice search to recognize people's voices with different accents if they have. But maybe there will be some other more widespread use.
Well, I think there are some natural language processing and like more advanced forms of like AI, which can process languages, like react to those, are likely to appear in the future. So like I think some current natural language processing AIs include Alexa and Siri. Actually, I have Alexa in my home, and she's kind of annoying. So here's a similar question: how could natural language processing be used, and at what jobs? Actually, this is kind of similar to the first question, but this one I highlighted. Lawrence?
The NLP could be used in text to speech, which we already have, and speech to text, which I don't know if it exists, but it could also process, it could also like do like chat, which could also. How could NLP be used in what jobs? I think the jobs that it could be used in could be like a customer receive, like there's the phone company called Cricket, and then some natural language process bots used to answer the customer chat questions. So it looks like it's a person talking, but it looks like a person. It looks like the person is typing, but it's actually the computer. Sometimes it types too much and says that's the same stuff over and over, but in these jobs, like more customer jobs that could be used in NLP or something. Oh, NLP. Okay.
Okay, good, Lawrence. So, Nova, I think I didn't call you. Sorry. So I think you can answer this question.
All right. So, natural language processing could be used to like, so like, remember emo? So like it
Yeah.
could save a lot of time if you didn't have to put in that much code, and you could just make it do natural language processing. So that like I don't remember exactly how it works, but I imagine it's something like how babies learn language, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it would save a lot of time if it's like they would know a couple of words like hello, wake up, what's the weather, stuff like that, and then they could show emo an orange and say, this is an orange, the human that owns emo. So that would save a lot of time, and the humans won't even have to do that. I imagine it'll be harder for the robot, but they'll still be able to learn. And it could be used at jobs where jobs where people are working internationally or like worldwide, and it needs to be able to learn languages, several different languages all at once.
Okay, so good. Let's just move on. Here is a video of natural language processing anyways. Okay, I will just copy the link into the chat because I don't think we have any time to watch that. I think a book club
Star Wars fan.
is 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Maybe 1 hour anyways. And I think we still have another chapter of questions. Although we don't have to do it like throughout our meeting, but it would be best if we finished it. Okay. So, how do you think the coronavirus has reshaped healthcare? And how have they impacted it? This is question 1 of chapter 4. Mason?
I think a lot of more people like stay home and like they could just contact each other like outside. It's basically like a no man's land. Like they all have to call. And if like you want to meet a relative 10 minutes from here, good luck.
Okay, so anybody else? Gavin?
Which one?
Question number 1. Were you playing a video game or something?
What?
Were you guys? Never mind. So question number 1.
The coronavirus has reshaped healthcare by like just making everybody like much more passionate and much more careful, and everybody's like washing their hands, and it's made the healthcare system like much more careful and like that, and like everybody's like paying attention. I think it's like just being extremely careful, like much more careful.
Okay, so I think the coronavirus has reshaped healthcare by kind of speeding the process of making a vaccine, because earlier, I think like if you track back maybe 20, 30, sometimes 50 years ago, vaccines was kind of slow to make. So why haven't earlier AI projects on healthcare not succeeded? For example, the AI called IBM Watson, who operated on cancer and tried to find ways for detecting cancer at an early stage. There are actually two reasons, but if you honestly don't know, you can just take out the book and then flip through it to a page that has the word IBM. Actually, the two words, IBM Watson. Valencia,
Like you said, the coronavirus has shaped healthcare by making it faster for vaccines. Also, another thing is, I feel like people become more aware of a virus, and well, the coronavirus, it has encouraged more people to wash their hands after they go to the restroom and use hand sanitizer more.
But yeah, nowadays, like,
Yeah.
hand sanitizers in school everywhere.
can you guys hear me? Like clearly, like do I lag behind? Like sometimes like can you guys hear me speak? Or like am I just like okay. Anyways, we're on question number 2. Valencia and Kion. Why haven't earlier AI projects on healthcare not succeeded?
Okay.
You can just look in your book if you actually don't know.
I'm looking at my book right now.
This one, I'm just gonna circle it in case any of you forget that one, not on question number 1. Okay, then I'll just answer that for you. So like, oh, okay then. Sorry, I didn't see you, Lauren. So why haven't earlier AI projects on healthcare?
So according to the book, the previous AI projects on healthcare did not fully use the AI, so they needed to use the RNA sequence to derive the protein sequence. So according to the book, when they find the 3D structure of the protein and stuff like that, they didn't previously they used a conventional methods, but they did all the other work using AI in the previous projects. I think now they use the protein folding thingy. They do it on the computer, so it wastes less time. So they didn't fully use AI. So they didn't, for the previous AI projects, they did not use AI for the entire thing. They used AI for the easier tasks, and they put the humans on work for the hardest task. So now they do all the things on the AI, and that makes the years that it takes to develop the vaccine to months or even weeks.
Okay, that's actually I never heard of that reason, but okay then. So Sebastian, anyone?
All right. So for the sake of time, my laptop is dying. I just want to answer one more question. So question 4, what jobs do I think AI is suitable for? I think AI is suitable for lower level jobs, like for example, I guess picking up an order at a restaurant or something, so that you don't have to risk catching coronavirus. But on the higher end, it could be used to help develop a vaccine much quicker. If you're able to get slides, if you're able to get a lot of slides, like microscopic slides, and give them to a robot to look at, so that a person doesn't have to spend hours looking at each individual detail. You just have a robot scan through it in a few seconds. So I think it would definitely speed up the process by a lot. So anyways, my laptop is dying. I'm so sorry. I have to leave a tiny bit early, if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine.
I have a good week.
Okay, have a good week too. Okay. So I'll just answer question number 2 for all of you. So the IBM Watson was trying, its project was trying to find cancer. So number 1, the IBM Watson got its information from textbooks and from courses and stuff that were meant for humans, not for AI or like robots. So it didn't really learn fully, and its information from the books in the library of the medical centers were also made for humans. So also the process of curing cancer was also extremely hard for a robot, even now actually. So the project kind of failed because it was too complicated and there were not enough or like good enough resources. And however, from the Watson case, a lot of those people learned and they didn't assign the AIs that hard question. At least that's what I gathered. So question number 3, how do you think AI can help speed up the process of making vaccines and medical drugs? Are they faster than humans? Like, and what things are they better? And like in what areas are they worse? Question number 3, Mason?
I don't really know.
Okay, then Adam. Or wait, Adam's your name, right?
Yeah, so for the AI can help run the simulations to what the vaccines might do to the body, might do to the virus, and how effective it might be. And it can also find medicine by running all the simulations simultaneously. So it can run through a lot of the results quicker and analyze them and actually get good results.
Okay, that's a creative way. Anybody else? Like, what advantages? I'll just give you a clue. What advantages do AI have over humans? And so why are they better at speeding up the process of making vaccines and medical drugs? If you really know, actually don't just bother with raising your hands, just like blurt it out, because like there are technically nobody answering. Okay then, so I think there are many ways AI can help speed up the process of making vaccines and medical drugs, not just the reasons mentioned in the book, but I think since the AI can like compute better, like quicker, they can like make the process of making vaccines, like they can make more candidates for the vaccines and stuff. So question number 4, what jobs do you think AI is suitable for? And what jobs do you think are not suitable for AI?
and why? Although if you just name one, you don't have to say and why. Let's see.
Suitable. I
What?
think the jobs that are suitable AI are kind of like the jobs that require a lot of computing power, like lab or something like that. But when they come to communicating to humans effectively and doing that, I think the AI must be more advanced. So I think the jobs that require communicating with other people, that require curiosity, that require those jobs are not suitable for AI because the machine can't handle that much, and they don't have the
Excellent. So yeah, I think there are many jobs AI is suitable for, and like as many jobs they are not suitable for. And so, what jobs do you think are not suitable for AI? We can just say one.
I think jobs that are not okay. What? I think jobs that are not suitable for AI is curiosity, communicating with other people without saying a lot of ads and repeating yourself. Those jobs are not suitable for AI.
Okay, then. Great. So, if you had an automated home robot that can move and like do physical things for you instead of like a very small robot, what would you use the robot for? Adam, question number 5.
I would use it as help to cook, so I can make very, very complicated recipes and make them very good.
Oh yeah.
I would also use it to do the chores and stuff, and order my collections.
Oh yeah. Then like there would be you wouldn't have to do any chores, and besides you could get this AI to make this really complicated, really delicious dish, and you wouldn't have to like cook it yourself, because sometimes cooking I think is like so exhausting. So Lawrence.
Oh, is it can you hear me? Am I unmuted?
Yes, we can hear you.
In the automated home robot, I might have it do stuff that is not very pleasant for me to do. For example, cleaning the pipes. But if I had it at my home, I would cleaning or cooking. And in the movie that I saw just this afternoon, there was a robot that could serve dishes and tell you what your house is, stuff like that. That's somewhat similar to GI. So.
Okay, then. So good. Do you guys want to watch this YouTube video, which is about 3 minutes, I think? But if you think if you have to go somewhere or like leave early, or you want to leave early, we can just skip it. So anybody?
I don't need to leave early. I have a lot of time.
Okay, Adam.
I want to watch.
Okay,
Me too.
hold on. Oh yeah. I'm on highlights.
Wanted to get
Can you guys
educated.
see my screen?
Introducing
Oh, no,
the
this is bad.
the non-lethal
Sorry, this is
self-defense
bad.
platform.
Okay, this is good.
It's inevitable. AI is going to change healthcare as we know it. But in this video, I want to show you a few medical specialties where it's already making a difference. Radiology. In 2018, a deep learning-based algorithm was developed using more than 50,000 normal chest images and almost 7,000 scans with active TB. The algorithm became so good that in performance tests, it easily beat radiologists. Of course, it has its shortcomings, but this test shows
Yes.
I cannot hear the video. Oh, never mind. I can't see it. Look at the captions.
accurately detected more than 86.
Wait, hold on. Can you hear it now? Oh, sorry, I kind of muted myself.
Yeah.
Whenever you're muted, it's muted.
No. Okay, then do you want me to like backtrack a bit? Okay.
AI is advancing elsewhere too. Researchers in Germany, the US, and France trained a deep learning neural network to identify skin cancer by feeding it with more than 100,000 images of malignant melanomas and benign moles. After this training, they compared its performance with 58 international dermatologists, and the results were remarkable. Why the dermatologists accurately detected more than 86% of the melanomas, the neural network detected 95% of them. Oncology. One of the biggest promises of AI is that one day it could crack the code of individualized cancer diagnosis and treatment. And Watson, IBM's very own AI, is a powerful tool that is mainly being used and tested technology, and it's being used in conjunction with medical judgment. While its promise is strong, it has not yet been able to live up to the expectations in the fight against cancer. Cardiology. Cardiovascular diseases are the #1 cause of death globally. For those affected, early detection is critical for both management and treatment. And in the future, AI-based predictions could be a lifesaver. Since studies have shown that markers of cardiovascular disease can often manifest in the eye, scientists are using deep learning methods to identify risk factors such as age, gender, smoking status, and blood pressure only by looking at the eye. These new studies still need to be validated and repeated on more people before they become more mainstream and gain broader acceptance. But since retinal images can be obtained quickly, cheaply, and non-invasively, that will probably open new horizons in healthcare. Well, AI has several limitations. Most of these studies have not been tested under clinical circumstances, and algorithms are only precise in a specific task, while clinical life is much more diverse than that. Nevertheless, what matters here is that AI has amazing promise.
I would say no matter who. Okay. So that's the end of the video.
Is there a slide about the homework?
Yes. So wait, hold on. Yeah. So moving on. Okay, let's just skip that question, although it's a really good question. Anyways, so your homework is to read chapter 5, 6, and 7 for next time. Like 3 chapters, not 2. 3.
Can you see? Can I see the previous slide? Because
Yeah, so this is a question. So like AI in the video can detect cancer and stuff, but I was just asking, can it detect like new forms of diseases? Like if there's a new type of cancer, do you think it has a high success rate of like detecting that new type, or like do you think or just mistake the new type of disease for some
okay, since I don't have much time, I'll just think about that in the next 2 weeks.
Okay then. So bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye. Thanks for watching.